Riverdale Season 5 wrapped in October, and just a few short weeks later, Season 6 premiered, which fans greatly appreciated. The sixth season saw a name change of the hit show from Riverdale to Rivervale, which is pretty subtle, but all will be explained as we head into Part 2 of Season 6 next spring. Stay with us, as today we will be discussing the name change and what it means. First up, where did we finish off with Season 5? Season 5 saw a 19-episode run, which ended back in October of this year. Incredibly, the last episode of the season was the 95th in the show's history, which has seen the CW show go from strength to strength. The season drew to a close with Betty graduating to FBI Special Agent and reopening the Riverdale office. It is discovered that Hiram is responsible for a fire at Pop's place, and Veronica vows to get rid of him once and for all, with revenge for the fire coming courtesy of Jughead and Tabitha. Elsewhere, Tony and Fangs try to exert influence over the serpents, which is not as easy as it sounds. In a super coincidental turn of events, we find out that one of Cheryl's ancestors was burnt at the stake by Jughead, Betty, and Archie's ancestors. She tries to force them to apologize, like it was actually them who did it, and demands that they apologize at the town forum. She then promises to create a school for girls who struggle with various aspects of life and wants it to have nothing to do with Riverdale. Reggie and Veronica rekindle an old flame, and Archie welcomes Tabitha, Tony, Alice, and Frank to the town council. The episode draws to a close with Betty and Archie finding a bomb underneath the bed in Archie's bedroom, and we cut to see Hiram driving away as the house blows up. Such drama. What did you think of the finale? So, what's up with Rivervale? The powers to be over at Riverdale HQ have decided to come up with a great little ploy to build excitement in Season 6 of the hit show. As we speak, we are 4 episodes into Part 1 of Season 6, which has seen a name change to Rivervale. As we just discussed, Season 5 ended in quite the cliffhanger, and we will have to likely wait until Part 2 of Season 6 opens early next year to get to the bottom of exactly what happened. The reason being that Part 1 is set in an alternate Riverdale universe known as Rivervale. The reason for this is that the showrunner, Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa, wanted to explore the horror angle a little more. He alluded to the fact that the show hadn't really gotten into much supernatural horror, and it's something they wanted to address as fans of the show regularly ask about it, as well as the cast. Well, there you go. The first part of Season 6 will be split into 5 episodes and has also been used to welcome Sabrina Spellman into the fold after we saw her in Episode 4 of the Rivervale event, having crossed over from Netflix show Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. This week, we will see the short intro to Season 6 end, and fans cannot wait to see what the final episode, the Jughead Paradox, has in store. How do you guys see this one ending? And what have been your thoughts on the Season 6 event? Next up, we're talking more about that landmark 100th episode. Stay with us. Tonight's episode, December 14th, is a landmark that most new TV shows will never get to see. Number 100. It's a huge milestone for the show, something which the all-time greats like The Sopranos never even got to see, so the whole crew should be super proud of their work. Episode number 100 will be Jughead-centric and is entitled Chapter 100, The Jughead Paradox. And Jughead actor Cole Sprouse was recently on hand to fill us in on what to expect from the last episode of Season 6, Part 1. Sprouse, who narrates throughout, admits that the 100th episode is a little confusing, but gives us his thoughts on his character over the show's run. When asked for what he thought when he first set eyes on the script for number 100, he revealed that he really loved loved it, whilst acknowledging that it was maybe a little confusing. He went on to explain that the episode goes a long way to explaining why the show is the way that it is, and why it can come across as so abstract and camp. He used the example of Cheryl drowning someone in maple syrup to tell us why the producers decided to use silly ideas to explain certain topics. Cole was also asked about his trademark beanie and revealed he didn't miss it at all when asked about it, apart from when it's cold out. What did you think of Jughead's beanie? Let us know below. What else did Sprouse have to say? When asked about how it feels to have done 100 episodes, he replied that he is starting to feel like an old fart. Hilarious. He then revealed that Riverdale only accounts for around a quarter of his career's work, so far as he is now at around his 400th episode in TV overall, which at 29 is some achievement. He went on to explain the main difference in TV today was the influence of social media throughout the entire industry. He said the biggest change now is that everybody is aware of viewing figures, follower counts, marketing, and loads of other stuff that actors and fans never had any idea about. Of course, Cole was also asked about favorite and least favorite episodes. He went on to say that this week's episode, number 100, was actually his favorite. Is this a clever bit of marketing for the show, we wonder? He also said that his least favorite episode was Chapter 54, Fear the Reaper, because he just wasn't prepared for the episode at all. Going further into his answer, he told us that part of it was because of the complicated relationship he had with his mother, and he had to figure out how to react in a psychological way. What did you think of Cole's choices? And what is your favorite episode of Riverdale so far? Let us know below. Madeline Pesh has had her say on the 100th episode next, so stick with us to hear what she had to say. Madeline, who plays Cheryl on the hit show, has promised us that the show will soon make a lot more sense after fans were left slightly confused about the goings-on in Rivervale so far in season 6, and we are delighted she has come out to reassure us. This week's episode will be the 5th and final in part 1 of season 6, before the season presumably heads back to the real-world version of Riverdale in part 2 next spring. Madeline went on to tell us that the episode will be an ode to Archie comics, and all will make much more sense at the end of the episode, and we hope she is right. She said Rivervale will have an effect on Riverdale, but not in the way you would expect. The way that they tied up Rivervale, though, I think is very well done and makes the last 5 seasons of the show make a lot more sense. Hesh, who is also a prominent YouTuber, also said she feels as though the storyline is great and it drew a line under the whole show, as it is very powerful. We wonder if this season will be the last then. What do you guys think about Pesh's comments? Let us know below. So after Pesh's comments, let's discuss everything we know about a potential season 7. Like most of you, we're not ready to say goodbye to Riverdale just yet, but whilst there's been no word so far on whether we will see a 7th season, there is good reason to be cautiously optimistic. During season 4, we were told by star of the show KJ Apa that the 4 main leads of the show had signed on for the next 3 years. Even with our basic arithmetic skills, we were able to figure out that that will incorporate a 7th season. We should find out sooner rather than later if we're going to get another season after the current one, as the CW usually renews its shows mid-season. Season 6 of Riverdale was renewed in February, so if that is anything to go by, we should know in the next month or two. As there is no news on whether we will see a 7th season, we cannot speculate just yet on what it might be about, but you can probably bank on the fact that it will be as crazy as the other seasons and will keep us entertained throughout. What would you like to see addressed if we get a 7th season? Let us know below. As always, thanks for stopping by today, guys, and remember to join us next time for some more fun and games. If you're feeling particularly festive, why not share our video with any Riverdale fans you know of, or just any TV fans in general. Bye, guys!